Look at my professional camera stand. Oh, hello, it's me, back with another video for you this week. And this video is inspired by my own personal craving for old-fashioned style cake donuts. I have been wanting one of these for a very long time. And there's a very good donut shop here, but they don't have this particular style of donut. And I also got a DM from someone asking me to make these, and I had already had this idea on my list and I wanted to figure it out. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm basically adapting an existing recipe that I found on YouTube. There was a lovely woman's video. It was like the first one I looked at of someone making old-fashioned donuts, and I thought, she seems to know what she's doing. She showed it very clearly. I don't feel like trying to figure it out on my own. I figure, why don't I just adapt her recipe? She can have all the credit, but here's how we can make the vegan version of this awesome recipe. So I'm gonna take what she did, but I'm gonna divide it in half because I don't want a whole lot of donuts sitting around here that only I have to eat, right? So anyway, we're just gonna get started. I think using a stand mixer is gonna be easiest, but you can also use a hand mixer. I'll just get everything out and we'll just hop to it. My whole reason for kind of just doing it this way is that I didn't want to have to make these 2 to 3 times to nail it. So I just want the donuts. I want to eat them. So I don't want to be, you know, fiddling and diddling around and having a bunch of recipes that aren't that good, right? We need 2 tablespoons of vegan butter, just at room temperature. So we'll let that sit there while we get everything else out. I'm also going to use what I have, and I have plain, like very sour vegan yogurt instead of sour cream, which is normally in an old-fashioned. So I'm going to use coconut yogurt that's plain. I'm hoping y'all don't freak out, but instead of the egg yolks, I'm going to use banana. Now, you could use applesauce perhaps. It's also a good binder. Flax would probably work, and I'd probably go with 2 flax eggs here. I don't mind the banana flavor, but some people have like an aversion to that, right? So a ripe banana is going to go in our mixer with the butter. This is gonna get creamed together first with sugar. I need to add my attachment here. I don't know where it is. I'm a little bit of a disaster today. It was on my desk. Very good spot for this. All right, I'm gonna add granulated sugar. This gets creamed until it's very smooth. The butter's not soft yet, it needs to get soft. So if you have vegan sour cream, of course, you could use that. But I figure this has the same tanginess anyways, so it'll still do the trick. And the kind that I buy is nice and thick, so if you can find that, that would be preferred. I'm just mixing 2 different kinds here. They do come in kind of small containers, so make sure you buy a couple. You need 3/4 of a cup. Now, this probably will work, but I've never made it before. So if it does work, I will write out the recipe for you on hotforfoodblog.com, not to worry. Just make sure to scrape down the sides as you go. So the recipe I'm following is from Foods 101 with Deronda. It was a very simple video. Like I said, it wasn't anything fancy, but she got straight to the point, looked like it worked out good, and I'm just reducing it by half and making it vegan. She didn't add the banana, so hopefully that works out. Now we're gonna get into adding the baking powder and the sea salt and incorporate that, and then gradually add the flour until it comes together as a soft dough. This looks like what hers looked like, so I'm feeling good about it. I'm gonna do exactly what Deronda did in her video, which she sprayed a bowl with oil. Then she added a large piece of plastic wrap inside, then sprayed the plastic wrap with oil. Then add all the dough inside, and then we just cover the dough with the plastic. She did say that you can refrigerate this for 3 hours at least, or even overnight. So that's what I'm gonna do because it's 5 o'clock my time. In 3 hours, it's gonna be dark out, so this kitchen's not gonna look very nice. So we're gonna do these tomorrow. So I'll see you then. All right, it is tomorrow or the next day. I didn't just change my clothes, I slept. It's the middle of the day, the next day, and the dough is feeling good. It's much more firm. So we're gonna flour our surface really well. And then you wanna take the dough and start rolling it out to about 1/2 inch to 3/8 of an inch thick. And it is a soft dough, so you just wanna make sure everything is floured generously. Then you're gonna cut out donuts using a 3-inch cookie cutter. And a 1-inch cookie cutter for the center. And you can save these little holes for the donut holes. So cut out as many as you can, and then take the excess dough and keep repeating until there's no more left. So this tip that I liked from the video is brushing off the excess flour here. You can set these aside on an oiled tray just until you're done. Before you cut out the donuts, you should have your oil heating in a Dutch oven like this, and you want to get it up to 340, about 350. So I just put my cut out donuts in the fridge so that they don't get too soft, because I did it in the backwards order. If your pot's big enough, you can even go a few more in there. They don't take long to fry. I think a slotted spoon is definitely better for this. And have a timer, because you might over fry them if you don't have the timer. All right, so when they look like that, they are good to go. I'll put the correct times. Mine are taking a little longer than hers. Oh, look at how good they look. Now, not all of them have that nice crinkle that an old-fashioned is supposed to have, but that could have been my oil temperature. I'm not really sure. I'm sure these are gonna be great. Now, the glaze is just powdered sugar, a little bit of non-dairy milk, or I'm gonna use some creamer, same. I've got organic powdered sugar, so I'm gonna sift it because it's very lumpy. And these are still hot, so I fried them all and just let them cool here. And we're just going for a little thin glaze on one side, and it's gonna drip down to the other side. All right, and then it's just about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, maybe a teaspoon I like, and then about a tablespoon or so, maybe 1.5 of the liquid. Might need more glaze than this, but I'll just give you the correct amounts in the end. I'm doing a half batch of what she had, but I think we might need the full amount. Let's test. So apparently you go in one side and then you just let it drip off. I really think that's all it needs. It doesn't really need both sides. Okay, so you can see how easy that is. Now you definitely want to let these cool a little bit so that the glaze can get dry. Okay, people, here's our vegan old-fashioned donuts. Now, they made 16 donuts plus the holes. That's a good amount. Had I have done the full recipe, we'd have, I'm bad at math, 32 donuts on our hand, which I don't personally need. I don't even need 16, but yeah, the shape of them, and again, I've never made old-fashions before, so I think we're pretty close. This is the one donut here that has like the perfect indent on the top. There's a few others like that, a couple others, but the rest are a bit more flat. So I don't know if that has to do with over handling the dough or the oil being too hot or not hot enough. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not gonna nitpick because I think this is, well, I haven't tasted them, but I think it's good enough to probably post and share with you. I'm very excited. I like the size. Can you see the size? They're not overly large. Perfect little size. Look at that, right in the palm of your hand. Well, my hand, okay. They're extremely light. Now, I think I've had a vegan old fashioned somewhere. I can't really remember. And I can barely remember the non-vegan kind. I'd get them at like Tim Hortons or something. The banana is very subtle. I don't feel like I'm tasting banana, but I'm used to banana taste. The yogurt is maybe not as prominent as I would like. And so perhaps the recipe could be, although I'd have to try it, but instead of the banana, which I think is about half a cup when it's mashed, just do all yogurt or all sour cream, because that should be enough of an egg binder. I think I just remember old fashions having a little bit more of a sour taste. Obviously sour cream, but vegan sour cream's not that sour, so I don't know. If you try it with vegan sour cream, let me know. I mean, I still love these. I'm just critiquing them. And perhaps maybe the banana is overshadowing the yogurt flavor, like the tang. So, you know. All very subtle things that really don't matter. I'm gonna eat these all. Oh my God, these are danger. How cute are the little holes? I can feel a sugar rush already. Don't waste those holes. Oh my God. These are delicious. I need to just hold on a second here. Woo, those are a special treat. I think maybe I'll be giving some to a friend of mine. Okay, well anyways, thank you so much for watching. I wanted to just mention that I never really promoted it on here. I was promoting it on social. The sales of my ebooks, Even More Vegan Comfort Classics and Hot for Holidays, they're always available, but for the whole time during this COVID pandemic, up until May 30th, I was taking 50% of the proceeds until May 30th of the sales and donating it to Children's Aid Foundation of Canada. And so now what I'm gonna do is keep them on sale. Obviously they're always on sale, but now I'm gonna donate to a charity regarding like the bailout fund for all the Black Lives Matter protests, or the family of George Floyd, or some organization regarding these issues that are happening right now in the world. And I made a donation to Black Vision Collective, but now the proceeds of the sales of my 2 ebooks will go to another organization. I'm sure by this day that you're watching this, I've decided, so the information is below. I mean, obviously, if you can do your part and make a donation to a charity that you're called to as well and help in the fight for justice, please do. And if you can't, then be having discussions about racism and white supremacy in your household and with your family and friends. Don't put the onus on people of color to, teach you or educate you or whatever. It's your responsibility to take action in whatever way you can. And, I don't normally talk about stuff like this on this platform, and I avoid it, and I kind of feel silly that I have never, because I say, oh, I'm a food channel and we're talking about veganism. But at this point, it's like, this problem is so systemic. Systemic racism is a real thing, and white supremacy in not just this country, America, but in Canada and all over the world, it is a problem, and it is a thing, and it needs to be talked about, it needs to be highlighted now, and it needs to be dismantled. And the only way you can do that is by taking your own individual steps toward education and supporting the causes that you can, and being an ally, and just not being silent, basically. So thanks for listening, and if you want to support in an indirect way, you can purchase my ebook. You get something out of that donation, or make a personal donation to the organization yourself or the organization that you choose. Either way, it doesn't matter. You don't need to brag about it, but I just figured I would keep the donations for my ebook sales going, because why not? I'm in a position of privilege where I can do that. So anyway, thanks for supporting Hot for Food. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this week's video. I hope that you try these donuts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Recipes on hotforfoodblog.com, and I'll be back next week. Okay, here every Wednesday. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.